Shut up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festa 67's workshop. Welcome to Build the Batmobile, issue number 87, folks, yes, from the classic 1966 TV series Batman, from our good old pals over at Fanhome. Now, if you'd like to grab this for yourself and build this beautiful 1/8 scale replica, and who wouldn't, head over to their website. There's a clickable link in the description below. And you too can have one of these on your bench. Let's have a quick look through this week's magazine. From the TV show there, King Tut's Coup even. Yes, I remember this episode. There you go. Batman comic is Rebels in the Streets. Is it me or is that Noel Gallagher? Just saying. Then you got Batman Year by Year, Part 2, 2010. Continuation there of the comic. All the information there about the storyline for that particular issue. We then got our car parts. We've got the left front wheel arch. We've got some pipage, front wheel arch, and a steering gear housing bottom. Now, they're asking us to change this and replace the part that we've already installed in a previous issue. So there's obviously an issue that they wanted us to resolve. So we're going to be swapping out the existing piece by removing the 4 screws and swapping it out. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. But they're going to be fitting a bracket to the rear of the rear arch and then putting another support panel in. And then we're going to be fitting all the different pipes onto the brake switcher there, like so. Running all of our tubes through the back of the engine into that, and then attaching the wheel arch, folks. And then finishing up by attaching the air filter into the little retaining loop on the front of that plate. And this is what we're going to end up with at the end of this issue, is basically your Batmobile with an arch liner in place and a new steering part. Okay, folks? So we'll put the magazine on one side, we'll grab all of the bits and bobs, and we'll start by swapping out that steering part. There you go. Right. Let's move that out of the way. And now we're taking out this piece here. So it's obviously not happy. So we're going to be taking that out. So let's grab them and figure out why we're taking that out. I've got a feeling it's because it's just not got enough give for the steering to move freely. And I think they've made a change to the part. So we'll have a comparison. That's all I can think it is. So let's just take out the 4 retaining screws for that. I want to try and do it where it doesn't actually fire out all the gubbins inside. That's what we're hoping. I'm going to leave a screw on the screwdriver. So that's the old part. So let's have a look, see what the difference is. Looks, it's deeper. See, you've got a comparison there. You've got a deeper edge, only fractionally, but just enough. Yeah, you can see there straight away. So that's the old one. And you can see where it's actually been rubbing, where it's been taking the paint off. So that's the replacement part going on. Like so. And then we can feed the screws back in. Like that. And then just come around. Do the diagonals. That. Send you in there. And then bring out the last screw, which is that one. There you go. Happy days. Right, so let's now fit the bracket to the back of this using AP screws. So let's just put the chassis out of the way, bring the bracket out like so, and a pair of AP screws. Let's have them. Put a bit of oil on, like that. And then that bracket is going on the back here. So let's just grab you. And feed you in like so. Line up that second hole. And again, don't go mad, because you want the holes to line up. Now grab your second screw. A little bit of oil, just to help it on its way. And then we can screw that in place. And then we want the next pair so that we can attach the other plate to it. So let's just grab one of those. An additional bit of oil on there. Bink. Let that one run around there. And then we're going to go in this bracket like so. I want to line them holes up. Get the first one in. And then we can line the second hole up then. Grab a bit of oil. And do the same on the other one. Pop. There you go, just put your finger behind it. Just give it a little bit of resistance as you're putting the screw in. And that way you're not putting any strain on the bracket then. So that's that in place. We then got 87C, which is this little brake pipe switcher. And that is going up in there. And it's a little semicircle going up in there. So let's just line that up like that. And we'll put a little bit of glue on that just to help that stay in place. Just like so. So that's that done. We then got this little pipe to feed through. And that is coming round into the side of the engine and just along the way there. Okay. As it simply pushes into place in the side of the engine block. So let's see how simply that pushes in place. Let's spin Batmobile up the other way. It is right down just in there. Bop. So we finally got that in. So it goes right in under there and then sits down like so. So just keep my finger on that end. Like that. There you go. Sorted. So that's that done. We then need to spin Batmobile up the correct way and start bringing all these pipes back into place. Let's do that. Bring you up neatly. And then we can start sorting this all out. So we are working on that side. So let's spin Batmobile around. Like so. And then we can start laying out pipework then. Let's bring the wing in. And we got a pipe coming from one side of the brakes over the way. So let's find you. So you're over there. Okay, so let's try to bring you around in the correct place. So let's stand this on its edge, I think. And feed you through correctly. So you're going under the chassis leg and up over the top of that bell housing. So let's feed you through like that and bring you around. There you go. If we bring you through like that, so you're going in there like that. So that's where you're going. Okay. Rear brake line 39D. Okay, so let's find that one. There you go, under the side there. Let's get you in situ. Like that. Here's what we want. We then tuck all the pipes down the way so that can sit and go down in there. And we want a pair of CM screws to fit that in. So let's grab one of those and some oil and try and drop this in situ. First things first, let's make sure all my light cables get routed correctly. Reckons that should be coming out underneath there. So that's what we'll stick with. So let's grab our screw and see if we can get one of these in place. Grab our second screw. We're going right down into there. That's that one on. And we're in the back of that steering arm now. So let's get that one in. Indicator light is in its correct place. And now we can just pop that arrows in then and retain that. So that's that done. I can now just bring that indicator light up and tuck it in there for now, just so that I don't crush it on anything. Okay. So we've got our steering done. Everything back in place where it should be. That's our headlight. And that's our other headlight. So there you go, folks. That is that issue sorted. A little bit long-winded, getting all the pipes fitted, but we're back in situ, folks, okay? So that's where we're going to leave it today. We've got all of this done. All the pipes connected just under there. Fed them all through where they should be and clipped our little arrows in. And that's now ready for the next build-up. So don't forget, folks, if you'd like to grab this for yourself and build one of these along with me, head over to the Fanhome website. There's a clickable link in the description below. Pop. And you too can be building one of these Batmobiles. Also, to help me out, if you can click little fester in the corner there and subscribe to the channel, really helps the channel grow and keeps it alive, and I'm immensely grateful. Ring the bell whilst you're there to get notified of upcoming and future content. In the meantime, thank you so much for coming in and keeping me company. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.